Hello, hi. We're going to make a bruschetta today with a bean puree, just using tinned beans. Today we've got Borlotti beans, which are these red ones. You know, the dish is really beautiful if you use white beans too, haricot or cannellini. But this is an item you can keep in your pantry all the time. We've got a bit of parsley, got some chilli, lemon juice, garlic. Here's our garlic, and olive oil, of course, and salt and pepper. So when you make a bruschetta, you have really good quality, heavy bread, ideally, like a sourdough or something, and something with not much of a crumb, and you toast that or you bake it. And we're going to rub that then with, so we have the toasted pieces here. We're going to rub them with garlic and olive oil and then put our topping of the bean puree over it. So to make the puree, it's very important if you're using tinned beans and not making your own, that you wash them really well after you've opened and drained them. And I tend to keep a bit of the water from the tin so that I can lubricate the puree if I need to and not just use buckets of olive oil. All right, so to get started, I've chopped some parsley and I've done that quite finely. So that's here, and I've also chopped some garlic quite finely. You're going to get a lot of heat from the garlic. And we've chopped some chilli, removing the membranes and the seeds. So all of these things are going to be going together, so I don't really mind what gets mixed up here. So I'm just going to start chopping the beans, and you can, if you like, you can do this better with like a masher. So I do have a masher here, and what we're trying to do is quite coarsely break everything up, and it's as you can see, they're a bit crumbly and dry, but the olive oil and the bean water will soften that up. So it doesn't have to be too much. That's looking okay to me. And we can finish it off with a fork in the bowl. So I'm going to use like a mixing bowl here. Lovely thing about this, it really only takes a minute. So I've got about half a chilli in there, about 2 tablespoons of parsley, clove of peeled garlic, chopped finely. And we've got all of that in the bowl here. I'm going to put a little bit of cooking water in there to get that going. And I'm going to add about 2 or 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Really stir that up, crushing them down, a little bit more with the spoon if I want to. It's not a really fine puree, like it's a coarse, rustic dish, this. So nutritious. There's fibre in there, lots of vitamins and nourishment, and it's really inexpensive. I'm going to put a bit of lemon juice in there, because lemon juice, when you're using a lot of oil, is quite good to sort of brighten the flavours a little bit. Salt and pepper. And let's get some salt from here. So about a teaspoon of salt's going in. It's a good idea to do it all pretty well seasoned. You can see that's looking pretty cute. To understand the beauty of it, I'll put it in a clean bowl to show you. I do want to have a little taste of it though before we serve it. It's really, really flavoursome. Lemon juice makes a big difference with it. For the bruschetta, it's important, I think, to rub the slices of toast with a piece of garlic, and then also put a small amount of olive oil over the bread as well, like a bit of a drizzle. So I'm just going to do this, just rub it like that. You know, you can imagine just sitting outside in the garden, having a glass of wine, piece of bruschetta, or sitting around the fire at home, doesn't matter. Okay, now just going to put a bit of olive oil on those just to soften the bread a tiny bit. And this is really all you have to do. Another type of beans on toast, I guess. And just let people help themselves. You can do trays of this if you want to. But 1 tin of beans, this is obviously plenty for about 4 people. I've got plenty left here as well. I hope you enjoy it.